There we are.
Oh, I thought Chris was playing a sponsor video. I was all pumped and waiting. I thought it was coming. We'll play that part way through. So we did get a new banner in. I need everybody to hear this, and I am stoked. I don't have it hanging behind me because it's running late tonight, but we will. So I know everybody was waiting to hear on that. We had a lot of messages over that. It will be hung. Now, tonight, let's get started. So we have special guest Jim Harner from the Chubby Buck Game Calls. Jim and I actually work together, but we don't work together. We've never even seen each other, which kind of makes it really funny and cool at the same time. So Jim, after a long talks and us going back and forth and learning a little bit about each other through other people we work with, decided that Jim is a sponsor now of Big Sexy Outdoors. And Thursday, Jim we should have Thursday some buck grunts to give away that Jim has made. So tonight we're going to talk about Jim and the location of a store. We're going to talk about where you guys can find it also online. And he's going to tell you a little bit about his game calls. So Jim, thank you for joining us. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, basically, I'm just a small town hunter, just like you guys. I like to, get out and hunt. I hunt Maryland a lot. Do a little fishing here and there. I'm not a big fisherman. But 2 years ago, I decided I'd like to try to start making some game calls. So I had a lathe. And of course, I threw a lot of wood away. I learned I made a lot of mistakes and learning along the way. But now I think I make a pretty good game call, and I'd like to see if we can get them out there and see if we can get some deer with them and turkeys. And
let me tell you, I'm excited to have one in my hands and be able to see it. I may play a song with it just because I'm not excited when we get it.
Well, I do happen to have one laying right here next to me.
There it is.
Yeah. So this is a cherry barrel. It does have Big Sexy Outdoors on the one side, and then TCB, the Chubby Buck, with the logo on the other side. They are multi grunts, so they'll do. This is a buck grunt right here, and then they'll do all the way up to a doe bleat. As soon as I move the rubber band.
Graydon's actually giving dove calls because he thinks his are defective.
What's that?
So Graydon said, if you make dove calls because his are defective.
Oh, no. Not at this point. Not yet. No.
Not to get off subject, Jim, but did you ever see a dove call?
I did not.
I did not myself until today. I am going to show a video of it. I'm telling you, they make one. I thought he was messing with me.
Yeah, I thought you were messing with me.
No, I didn't know. I learned something new today, and it's all I can say is that it blew my mind.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I'll have to get him to send me a picture. I'll send it to you.
All right.
So your buck run. Let's go to your buck run. Now that's wood, right? The top of that is wood.
Yes, the top.
And you're making that on a lathe.
Yes. Yep, I make it on a lathe, and then I do my own engraving with a laser engraver. Each one is there's burn rings in them. It's burnt with wire. It's all done by hand, and then finished off with a waterproof polyurethane, of course, inside and out. The a lot of the grunt calls, I do make them where I buy all the parts and they are plastic. If anybody's interested in these, but these here, I'm just not a big fan of. I like them. They, a lot of people will like them just to throw them in their bag and use them. But the wooden ones are much more durable. And one thing about these grunt calls is everything is replaceable. If you break the barrel, I can make you a new one. If you lose the bottom, but have the barrel still in your bag, I can get you the bottom. I have them. If you lose the reed, I got them. Everything is replaceable. It's not, once you buy a call, it's not like buying one at Walmart where if you lose your reed or you bend your reed or whatever, it's done for. These are not. You can replace the parts just by contacting me.
I think that's pretty amazing all by itself, honestly.
Yeah.
How many times I throw a call away because I lose something?
Yep. It's the same with the plastic ones too. These here, they're the same. I just don't care for the plastic barrel myself. I like the wooden one, but there's a lot of people that do like the plastic one.
So now if somebody wanted to buy it, I know you do turkey calls, but we're on buck runs right now. So let's talk about a buck run. If somebody wanted to buy a buck run and maybe customize it for Christmas,
yep,
their dad or their grandma or whoever it be, you do those things?
Absolutely. They can contact me by email, telephone, or on the page.
So let's talk price of a buck run. Give me your standard buck run. No extra stuff done. What's the price right now?
$16. That's for a wooden grunt call with a lanyard ready to go. A plastic one, they're 10.
Plastic's 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So now if they wanted a wooden one and they wanted to customize it, what's a customization fee?
$22. That would be all together for the whole call. $22 with the name on or whatever they want.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No,
you can't beat that. You ain't gonna find that anywhere else.
No, at $22. If you go to Walmart and look at Nightingale calls or whatever, they're $25, $26. And to be quite honest with you, I'm like everybody else. I went to Walmart. I bought grunt calls all the time, and 90% of them lasted me a year. Next year, I needed a new call. I'm trying to make myself a little promise that I can try to, like I said, replace the parts if needed, or make a call that lasts a whole lot longer than a year. Because at $20 a year for a grunt call, $25 a year, it gets kind of expensive after a while.
Oh, absolutely. I agree totally on that. Like I said, I've thrown a ton of calls away, so I get it. I'm a son of a gun for just dropping it out of a tree and trying to dig it out of the leaves at dark when I'm leaving.
Yeah, that I do that myself.
So your they're buck runs. They come with the lanyard, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
And what are we putting on? What are you using for lanyards?
They are a regular, paracord lanyard,
which is always the way to go, in my opinion. That paracord, I think, is some of the strongest stuff out there. It's easy. It doesn't rub.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great. So you guys all questioning buck calls, man. This is it. That's the way to go. Now the coolest part of this is you don't just make buck calls.
No.
You don't just make grunts, and not only do your grunts cover doe, buckwheat, and all that, but you make turkey calls and other things. So let's talk about those a little bit, Jim.
Okay. I don't have any finished pot calls with me here today, but I do have pots that I've been working on. Here's a nice cedar pot.
I like that.
Yeah, that's sweet.
It's hand turned on the lathe. It's a 3-inch call, and I can put any surface in this from glass to titanium, slate, purple slate, green slate, whatever. So they all take it, but this is a slate or a cedar call, and it's an inch and a half. Came out of an inch and a half block, so it's about an inch thick. I do have this. This one's a little unique. This is a black walnut. Has quite a few holes in the bottom. It also has a knot hole in the bottom, which makes it pretty unique. I can't wait to get a playing surface on this call to see the sound that this one has. Because one thing about these calls is my turkey calls. I don't think I have two that ever sounded alike. You get a lot of guys cutting them on a CNC machine today because it's easy, it's quick. They can cut them out of a 3/4 block of wood, and they try to keep their calls sounding all the same. Me personally, I don't want my call to sound, every one of my calls to sound the same. That's why I have multiple calls, because I don't want to sound like the same hen. That's my opinion, but here is a nice pot out of oak.
So, Jim, one thing I see, and I know the answer, but for the viewers, I see all your calls on the bottom have are all different. Some have, a ton of holes. Some have a little bit of holes. Some have their, what's the word I want to use? I guess perforated would almost be it. It's, it just stands out. Explain to us what that is. Why is that happening?
It just changes the pitch of the call. It makes the wood vibrate and ring. It also depends on your pedestal here in the center. What soundboard I put in there. Either I can put wood soundboards in, polyurethane or poly soundboards, or glass or slate. With all the different holes, it just changes the pitch. It allows the sound to flow out of the bottom of the call better. Yeah, is that what you're looking for?
Yep. I knew the answer. I just wanted the viewers to understand why, because it's really cool to see that. One thing I've seen so far with every call is everyone was different.
Yep. Not one. There's not two. I do have a couple here that are. These are zebra wood. So these are really pretty calls.
I have a zebra wood.
They're only 3/4. They got the burn ring around. But if you look, like there, I did the burn rings different on this one. So these are real close. I do measure some of them to try to keep them if I want to try to keep the sound the same. But I'm just one that I hear a lot of guys talking. Oh, I want my sound to stay the same, and it's my signature sound. That's okay. But if Ben, if you have my call and I have my call, and we're walking through the woods, and you already called in a gobbler with that call, and maybe didn't shoot him, or passed him up, or you missed him, he's hearing that same hen, he's probably not going to answer you. And you might have a chance if it's a different pitch, if it's a different tone. So I just like to do different calls with, out of a piece of wood. I look at that piece of wood and try to cut it, whatever, with the grain and the pitch on the wood, to something that would suit that piece of wood, not so much make it sound the same as all the other ones.
So we have a question that says, do you have a preferred wood for the calls, and how does the choice of wood change the pitch of it?
Okay, I do like black walnut, and I do like cedar. Any hardwood will ring louder in the woods, like the pitch is a little higher with any hardwood. It vibrates through the wood, and the pitch gets louder and higher. Any softer wood, it's usually a lower pitch. And but black walnut and oak really make a real good high pitched hen.
And then Chris, what was the other? I think he answered both of them. How do you choose? Oh,
I think you got them both.
You got them both. So it was how do you choose which wood? But you said you like the high pitch, so that did it. That was
I like the grain and the of course when you're choosing a piece of like oak, if it's got a hard bow to it, it's usually really hard. It's hard to cut it, but once you cut that pot out of that oak, it really will ring loud because it's already hard. You can see that bow in it because it stretched all the fibers really hard.
So how long does it take you to make one of these?
I was just gonna ask that.
a pot. Let's just say this: if I can make one without breaking it, because that's the hardest part. Because you, sometimes I go through 2 blocks or 3 blocks of wood till I get one cut that I didn't break, chip or whatever. But it'll take me about 2 hours to cut, sand, drill, all that to one pot.
That's one. So if you broke one, it takes 6 hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now I'm going to ask the ultimate question. So this is cool because you can order them, and you said it, slate glass, basically anything they're looking for, you can put inside it.
Yep.
So I have to ask you this: what's a turkey? What does a pot call cost?
Right now, if there's no defects to the call, what I call defects is if it has a slight chip or split in the wood. Right now, I have turkey calls at Shops on Market for $25. That's just a pot. For a complete call that is not what I would call a second or a, having any kind of issue with it, they're $50 with a striker, a one-piece striker, a wood of your choice.
So I need to stress this, and this isn't me pointing it out for the Chubby Buck. This is what info he just gave. So he usually breaks 2 before he gets one. So that's 3. And it takes about 2 hours. So, or 6 hours between 3 of them. So, and he's telling you $25 per pot. I don't know about you guys, but an hour for me is $26. So yeah. I would say that's a pretty fair deal all by itself.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys. Now you do make different strikers as well.
I do. I make one-piece strikers. I make 2-piece strikers. If I make a 2-piece striker, I usually buy the dowel. I did just buy myself a dowel cutter. I have not used it yet, so I cannot sit here and say that I make those dowels myself yet. But that's coming. But then I turn the handle on the lathe, and of course that gets drilled and the striker gets glued in there, and that can be diamond wood, purple heart, hickory, basically any wood under the sun. I do turn a lot of one-piece strikers out of orange Osage, and I made some really good ones. I don't know if you know Harold Dobb.
I know the name.
Okay, well, for Harold, I made him some ambrosia maple strikers, and he actually killed 2 turkeys this year with using a call that I gave him in the strikers, and he really, really liked it. But yeah, I turn all them strikers by hand, and they run $15. Before I jump in there before you ask, they run $15 for the striker, so you can actually buy a hand-turned call at Shops on Market right now for $35 with a hand-turned striker.
I mean, you can't beat that, honestly. You can't. The amount of hand craftsmanship, and so we asked this for the buck call. I'm gonna ask it on this one. You can customize these as well, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And customization fee on these, is that changed or is that?
I actually never had one, but I probably can customize any call for another $10. So it'll be $60 for a complete call, customized with whatever you want on the call.
So I have some customized zebra wood calls I ordered years ago out of a guy in Tower City. I don't use them really, to be honest, but I bought them and they were cool to customize. I bought my dad and brother one, and that was it. So I'll have to get with you. I love the customization of a call. I love the fact that you can take a call and make it a present and something that'll be used. How many times you buy something? So I'm gonna say this to viewers and you, Jim. How many times do you go buy something for a loved one that they'll never really use?
Every year.
Right? I mean, you pick it up, you throw it in the garbage. They oh, thank you so much, and they laugh and put it in the closet and give it away to somebody else 2 years from now, right?
Re-gift, yep.
It happens. I mean, it does. It really does. I know for me, I've done it. I've been the guy doing it and the guy receiving, on the other end. So when you do something customization, when it comes to calls and things like this, if you have someone who is in the outdoors and who does, dude, I'm telling you that even if they don't use it, they will put it on a shelf somewhere important to them, and it will become a piece to show. I've done enough of this. Like, I know the customization thing is a big deal when it comes to a guy in the outdoors. They love that stuff. I'm telling you, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Kind of like going back to the old necktie thing. How many neckties can you get for Christmas and you hang in the closet? And I never wear a necktie at all. So, but I've gotten a few for Christmas.
Well, that's how I got out of my marriage. I tied all the neckties together and then crawl out the window. I need a lot. I'm a big boy, Jim. It took a whole lot of neckties. Thank God I got them.
A whole lot of neckties.
I'm gonna have to get one of them custom grunt tubes.
Yep.
When are we going down there, Ben? October 1st? Is that it?
October 1st, we'll be down with them.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, we'll be set up down there with them, and the goal of that is the hopes to bring Jim more business, as well as help get our name out there. And
appreciate that.
So I'm hoping the more hunting things we put in there and the more stuff, the better. Now, Mike asked where that is, so Jim, I'll let you tell people, where can I find your calls?
Okay, it's 85 South Market Street, Elizabethville. It is right across the street from the Special Place restaurant. There's 100 shops in there right now. And like Bennett said, the more we can get in there as far as hunting, fishing, outdoor stuff, it'd be great, because it gives a local shop for people to stop in and buy stuff.
Absolutely.
Other than your wife will have plenty of stuff to look at in Shops on Market. I mean, there's a lot of other things there for men as well, but the hunting fishing scene is not really in there except for me. And if we get more shops in there, that'd be great, because the guys would have things to look at as well. More things to look at. So
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I can tell you that anybody seen the video we put up, I did go down. I did check out the Chubby Buck. I had to check it out. We can't be part of it and become teammates if I don't know what I'm talking about. So I went down to the store. I walked around. Jim has a beautiful little booth set up. A lot of good stuff. And if you guys want to see his work, you can find it there. But Jim, you don't just sell, from my experience in there, you don't just sell the buck call and the turkey call. You have other calls you make as well too, right?
Yeah, I have duck calls, I have crow calls, I have coyote calls, rabbit squealers, you name it. I got some really nice duck calls sitting right here in front of me, actually.
Dude, look at that.
This is these are $35, hand turned wood barrel. These are not customized. I don't have anything really on them, but
check that out. That's sweet.
That was a zebra wood barrel, actually. This is an oak barrel with a aluminum band, and this is a cherry barrel with a camouflage band.
Now, Jim, when you say duck, are we talking wood duck? Wood duck? Are we talking just mallards? What do you have for ducks?
Well, this is mallard. I can get anything. I do have goose as well, which I'll show you in a minute, but I can. So it's basically a mallard call.
Yep.
And all of those were all double reed mallards. I do make other ones that just don't have any here right now. Here is a purple heart.
Ooh, that's neat looking. That's actually really cool looking.
Yeah. It has 4 burn rings on it, which these burn rings, I take a piece of copper wire while I cut the groove, and then as the lathe is spinning, I take a piece of copper wire, and I got to hold it on there until it starts to smoke and burn. And that's how you get these rings on here. The only problem with that is with a duck call, well, any call really, that the wood is that thin, you got to be careful or you burn right through the wood. Done that many times. So, and then here is a cherry goose call. This is and I am not a goose hunter. So when I call with a goose call or a duck call, I'm no good. So I don't really, I never hunted them. I have a friend that hunts and he tunes all my calls. So when I get them, because I don't know really, I can't even play. So, but he tunes them. Jared Chadle tunes all of these. I get them to him and he'll tune them. But I never hunted goose or duck. But if there is a problem with them, as far as once you purchase one and it's not tuned to your liking, we'll get it tuned. I just never hunted waterfowl at all. Now I know you guys do, right?
Yeah, I love doing it.
Because I'm going to be getting you guys some of these calls as well here coming up on the duck in, because duck comes in pretty.
Goose came in today.
Oh, goose came in today.
Goose came in today. Ducks will be in shortly. Yep.
Well, then we might have to get you a couple goose calls.
Hey, I can't say no to that, Jim. I'm loving them. I'll tell you what. One thing when it comes to a call for me is, I said it before, is it's got to be personalized. It's got to be mine. Now, it doesn't have to be customized. It's got to be personalized. It's got to be a color I like. It's got to look like something I think looks cool. It's got like your zebra wood duck call. I thought that looked awesome.
Yeah, this.
So, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if the burn rings just set it off or what, but
yeah,
when you look at it, there was something about it. So me, I like feeling like I picked it was mine. Right. Which that always costs a little more, let's be honest, because you're not just buying the same one every time Dick and Harry has.
Right.
But then you got to have the sound. And if them two things come together at a good price, you can't top it. You can't beat it.
Right. And that's why I like to, when a person comes and purchases a duck call, like we do a lot of craft fairs, craft shows. If they purchase a duck call, the first thing I do to them is I wipe them down with alcohol and hand it to them. Here, you play it. You see what you like. If that one doesn't work for you, we'll see if we have another one that does, with the same wood or whatever. Or if you like the barrel and you don't like the insert, which is basically the insert just comes out. I can change this insert. You can make this duck call, this duck call, a wood duck call, any duck call. All I got to do is change the insert. But if you don't like this insert, then I can pull this insert, because this is a smoke. This one here is a bourbon, and this one here is a smoke, and we can put that one in there and let you see if you like that one better. Play that one, and that's how we do it at those shows. You just play it. If you like it, whatever combination you like, we'll put it together for you and let you take what you want.
See, I love that. I think that's what makes a call yours when you're out there. Just me, just
Yeah.
me. But I think that's what I could go show you. I have lanyards full of calls.
Right.
And you know where they go? They stay right there on my wall. They're just not mine. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I have a
I
few
got a
I
box
carry
full.
that are mine.
Yep. And when it comes to a duck call, everybody can agree, duck calls are not cheap.
No.
Your duck calls, if you go to Cabela's or I would say that Walmart probably sells a low end, but if you go to Cabela's or to Gander Mountain or any of those other stores to buy a duck call, you could be looking at upwards of $150 for a call.
Absolutely.
Now, most of those are acrylic, which I do turn acrylic calls too. I don't have any right now, but I do turn acrylic calls too. But I just like the wood. I think the wood really makes a call, in my opinion.
Again, I think it makes it yours. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry has an acrylic call.
Yeah.
And all the
Yeah.
acrylic calls
Yep.
come in the same colors. And the only thing that changes is usually the company's name on it, right? I mean, that's really the reality of it.
Absolutely. You can get the same call all the way. It's the same with turkey calls. One company makes 80% of the calls that you'll find in Gander Mountain, Cabela's, Walmart. Even the ones hanging at Walmart and Cabela's are comparable as far as the pots on them, the playing surface. They all come out of one warehouse.
Yep, they just change the names
They just changed the
Yeah.
name.
and the packages.
Yep.
And the biggest difference is when you go to Cabela's, you're going to pay twice as much for that same call that you could have bought anywhere else, and you got the same plastic call that 90% of the time, if it gets wet, it's probably going to fall apart. The glue's
Yep.
going to.
Just because it's at Cabela's.
Yep. And it is what it is, but you see guys going to Cabela's all the time and dropping $50 for the same call that they could have bought for $20 elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
just with a different name on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So here when you see you order a call from TCB, the Chubby Buck, you get your call. It is yours. Your sound, your design, your customization. If you choose that, you get that. So that's what really makes it different for me, the Chubby Buck, from everybody else. Now we talk price, Jim. Give me a price on duck calls and goose calls.
35.
Okay.
Just like this. Now I'll probably engrave them with the name of the company name, the Chubby Buck. But 35, 45 if you want it customized, if you want name on it or whatever, to somebody, happy birthday, whatever, we can make it work. We can do whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, think about that, people. I'm going to push this dramatically for him because I've been a guy to buy these gifts. Why would you not want to customize something they're going to use? I keep saying it.
Absolutely.
I mean, why? Why would you not want to order something? You got a duck hunter or goose hunter in your life, and you're like, dude, I can make this his. Or I'm going to give you another scenario. Okay, you're going to laugh at this one because I have a brother. My brother has the same call as me. So now we argue at first. I remember being a kid with him. And we'd argue, well, this is my call. Well, this is my call. No, look, this one has a notch. No, this one don't. Customize them. Never happens again. Now, I don't know about you parents, but that's every parent's dream to stop the argument.
Yep.
So there's another one for you. Now you
You're
also
right.
said you make crow calls.
I make crow calls, and they are. I don't have any here. I have the inserts, but I don't have any. No, I don't
And it's
have
local, so why not support a local business?
Yeah, well, that's always above a big, one of the big
Absolutely.
The crow call. The barrel is real close to this, but the insert goes in this way from the top. Of course, just like any other crow call, it has the reed in the top, and it has just a barrel down at the bottom. But they are also wood barrels, and they're exactly the same as the grunt calls as far as that goes. Reeds and you know, tooth bars and everything else that go inside of those are all replaceable. That right there is so much a big advantage over any other company, you know, just to be able to replace those parts. Because if you can replace a reed for a quarter, you're going to replace a reed for a quarter instead of going back and buying another $25 grunt call. At least I would.
No, I agree. So, Jim, Barn622 asks, can we hear the grunt call again?
Sure. Absolutely. That is a dominant buck or your normal buck. I'll go up 2 lines. Also has the tube extends that, and then we'll go all the way up to the top to the bleat.
What a jerk. Did you see that comment, Jim? He says, do you have a button buck call so Ben can get a buck?
Wow.
Wow.
No.
Ooh, that would hurt a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
That burns a little bit.
Yeah, that burns a little bit. Yeah, that would hurt. But the cool thing about Jim is not only does he sell customized calls, and let me tell you that from just talking to him in front of you guys now, if you can find a customized call for the prices he's telling you, I want to know about it because I don't think you're going to do it.
No.
You hear this man say he's putting anywhere from 4 to 6 hours into a pot call just to make the wooden piece. And he's still selling them for as cheap as $50 for the striker and the call. I mean, that's insane. So, I mean, if you take your hours, you know, money to hours, the ratio doesn't even come close.
Right.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I mean, I enjoy doing it. I want to make calls that people can use for years, or like you said, even give for gifts and keep them. That's a goal. That would be great to know that somebody just bought a call and they just like it that much that they would just keep it on the shelf, and that's flattering to me. But yeah, we as hunters, you know, it's hard enough to make it in today's world as far as making ends meet. And if we can pass some savings on to the customers, and I buy all my wood from another local guy out in Pine Grove, actually, who has a portable sawmill, and he cuts me all my wooden blanks and kill dries them or lets them air dry, depending on what wood it is and how long of a time frame it is till I need it. So I can buy the wood a little cheaper than, you know, I'm not going to Woodcraft and buying it, or, you know, so that's how I'm trying to pass that savings on to the customer.
Right.
So I also want to tell you, Jim, that Barn622, he was the one that asked if you would replay the sound. He just said that call sounds awesome. Be very proud of that product.
Good. Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
So we try to keep the viewers as as involved as we are, because without the viewers, you or I couldn't be able to do any of these things. So
Correct.
But in your store, so not only do you customize calls, you have all these things. You can also go out to the Chubby Buck and buy a few other things. What else do you have in there, Jim?
Well, we have a whole line of Forget Genetics feed and mineral. I don't know. I think Barry will be a guest at one point.
Yep.
But Forget Genetics, I am a firm believer in that product. I just a customer for years. My property down in Maryland, we've been feeding them deer Forget Genetics off and on feed. Of course, the big feed down there is corn. That we feed them corn as much as we can, but then we also supplement their diet with the Forget Genetics, Applejack, and Persimmon Pops. But the big kicker is the mineral. You put that mineral out for them so that they have it in the spring when they need it for their lactating does and the buck's antler growth. And we actually went from 120 pound 2-year-old bucks to 200 plus pounds. And these are Maryland deer, which a lot of people will say, Maryland has small deer. Well, I can prove you wrong there, that there are 200-pound plus deer in Maryland if you feed them the right food. Forget Genetics is a great product. Can't stand.
Let me add to that. So I've been there. I've sampled Forget Genetics. Thanks to Jim, I have sampled it. And let me tell you that the turkeys absolutely destroyed it before the deer could even get close.
Yeah.
But on that, so we have Barry coming on as a guest. We've seen the Forget Genetics. I've been on their website. I've been going. Jim actually sells the product cheaper than I've seen on a lot of the sites out there. So if you go in there, so you don't have to pay shipping. You go right in, you can buy it from Jim. And you can save all that shipping money from buying it off a website or going to another. It's right there in front of your face. You can walk in, grab it, and try it. Yep. Another thing to think about. It's huge.
And I'm starting to carry the mineral in 5-gallon buckets. I have a few customers who like the 5-gallon bucket because it's $45 for a 5-gallon bucket, or you can buy an 8-pound bag at shops for $12. And there, you just got to figure the difference there. I think there is, it's a 5-gallon bucket. I can't remember how many pounds are in it. But anyway, there's definitely at least 6 or 8 8-pound bags in there, and you're getting it for $45. Plus, if you bring that 5-gallon bucket back to me, I'll go down to Barry and get that bucket refilled, and then it's $5 less if you refill the bucket than buying another bucket.
Wow.
Wow.
Dude, how can you beat taking savings and sharing the savings back to the customer? How many people do that?
I love that.
Yeah, how can you beat it? That's what viewers, if you're watching, this is the things you have to, you got to be listening to and paying attention to. He's not just doing this because he loves it. He's doing this to help you. The same reason we do a giveaway Thursday, or the same reason, we share tutorial videos, because we want you to learn and grow, and that's what he's doing. I hope you are listening to that. I really do.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and there's other things you have in there. There's a bunch of other small things I've seen in your shop, from fishing lures to...
How many? 40. Okay, the bucket is 40 pounds. So it's $48, 45. We're selling for $45 for 40 pounds, or $12 for 8 pounds. So it's a kind of no-brainer there too. And if you bring it, you get the bucket for $40 instead of $45 if you bring the bucket back and we refill it for you.
So I'm mind blowing that you take that savings, that you literally drive the bucket there and save some $5. I'm not mind blowing. I just mind blowing that people don't do that.
I'll be a customer.
Oh, thank you.
So, and Jim, I did notice that the big bosses, I can hear the voice in the background. I know who the real boss is, because that's how it works in life.
Yeah, yep, she's over there.
I was married, Jim. I know who the boss is, even if I never wanted to say.
He's telling me. telling me what the prices are because
Yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with having a great teammate. Remember that.
that's right.
That's why they call it working together, and that's what marriage is. So I think it's great that she's part of it and you guys do it together. I think it's fantastic. So keep doing that. The good news to this, Jim, is we hit our 45-minute mark, and we literally just covered just about everything in your store.
Yeah, time flies.
Good.
It's shocking how fast things go by. So I want to ask you one question. I've been holding to ask you to the end of the show, and I'm going to ask it. So what makes your product different than everybody else's?
I put my heart and soul into it, and I try to pass on the savings to the customer as well as giving them a one-of-a-kind product that you're not going to find anywhere else, and something that you can take and cherish and call it your own. That's what makes me different. My product's different than everybody else's.
Dude, I love that. It's like you almost rehearsed that. We didn't even talk about
I didn't.
that. we didn't even discuss that before. That was a great answer.
Thank you.
I don't know how you feel, Mike, but I feel like that hit the nail right on the head. That was really good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
I
amazing
can't wait to get down.
when someone does something from the heart. It's amazing how it feels and turns out. So, Jim, I think what you're doing is great.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you from us here at Big Sexy Outdoors for sponsoring, supporting what we do as well. We think what you're doing is fantastic, and I've just learned so much more about you and your wife and your business, and I am so happy to be part of it.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, and I thank you for joining us as a guest tonight and letting us have a moment to show you your product and what you're doing and why. It means the world to us to be able to help promote that and share it with the world.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I can't wait to get down and check things out. I'm only in Williamstown, so I'm not that far away.
Cool. And you will have 3 grunt calls to give away this week.
That's awesome.
You will have one for each one of your hunters this week.
So, Jim, I got to tell you this. You're going to love this because Barn 622 at the very beginning of the show said, it would be really nice to have one of these to give away, Mr. Brown. Chris just posted the comment at the bottom. And I wasn't going to say anything because I figured I'd just let it go. But now that you said it, I'm going to post. I'm going to point the comment out. So
I got cat out of the bag.
Yeah, well, it's okay. I was letting you do it. I didn't want to do it. I was going to let you. So it worked out perfect. But it's funny that he said that, and now you just said, hey, here's what we're going to do. So, our viewers know us. We know that we don't support someone who doesn't support us or support what we want to accomplish. So, they know that. They know that when we go to a sponsor, or we go to somebody and we say, hey, you want to sponsor a Thursday, or you want to sponsor a year, or do you want to sponsor that we say, hey, man, you got to help take care of our viewers. So they knew that was coming. They're not dumb. They knew. They just didn't know when or how, right? So
yeah.
But we did. The glorious part of this whole thing is we hit our mark. Sometimes I'm nervous we won't. We hit it. I love we hit it. I'm grateful we hit it. I feel like from being in your store, I feel like we accomplished the real important main things that happen in our part of your store. I can't stress how grateful I am to finally get to meet you. I want to say face to face, but computer to computer.
Same here.
And get to know the real you a little bit. So I think you have a pure heart, Jim, and I think that you want to share, your love of hunting and your passion for making it better through your calls with others is a fantastic thing. And again, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Maybe we can do it again.
We will. We will definitely do it again. I'd love to hear more. I'd love to have a little more conversation, maybe about hunting Maryland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be a great topic. So let's plan that. You can use the same. You can use the same scheduler that we sent you prior. So you can just pick a day, do it. Let's do it. Let's just set it up and let's do a Maryland topic one night. I love that.
All righty, we will.
Sounds great. Thank you, Jim, for joining us. God bless all the viewers. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Share this out. Make sure everybody sees it. Don't forget to join the Chubby Buck, and we are out of here.